Electricity, the most important source of power we have. Whether it's work and productivity or relaxation and fun, electricity makes it happen. In fact, without electricity, our lives would be very, very different. That modern lifestyle we take for granted would be impossible without electricity. And so would big construction projects like this one. Not just the building of it, but also the design, the maintenance, and the day-to-day operations. It took the skilled participation of hundreds of men and women to handle just the electrical portion of this project, to make possible the scores of retail shops, department stores, restaurants, and arcades contained within this single, gigantic structure. No matter what the weather is, no matter if it's day or night, the lights shine, the cash registers ring, the refrigerators hum, and the wheels spin. The benefits of this project are enormous. Thousands of jobs, an unbelievable variety of shopping options, and year-round excitement. It's a thriving miniature city under one roof. And in many ways, the electrical industry is the same, offering an exciting world of career opportunity as diverse as the people who choose to explore it. Not every project is as large as this one, but even a smaller project demands the same attention to detail and the same technical know-how when it comes to electricity. And every electrical project requires a committed group of people, each of whom handles a specific task without which no project could ever be completed. The electrical portion of any project begins well before ground is broken, when the project's architect consults with an electrical engineering firm. Then drafters create a plan which shows how the contractor will use existing proven technology to route power throughout the site. The plan also describes how lighting will be implemented and how energy efficiency can be accomplished. Much of this drafting continues to be performed manually at drafting boards. However, more and more is being accomplished using powerful computers, which leads to greater speed and accuracy, as well as greater freedom to experiment with a wide variety of options and approaches. Electrical engineering is a complex job, demanding knowledge of all facets of electrical theory and practice, and a solid foundation in math and science. Just as a surgeon needs to understand how one part of the body interacts with all the other parts, electrical engineering requires the ability to visualize how a complex electrical system functions within a construction project. Here's where the seeds of a project's success are sown, as engineers apply their imagination and creativity within the guidelines of strict codes that help ensure safety and performance. The completed engineering plans are now given to an electrical contractor, whose job is to put together estimated costs on the electrical work required. The electrical contractor will often work closely with the engineers to arrive at an estimate that is accurate and affordable. If the general contractor approves the electrical contractor's estimate, he gives the go-ahead for them to start the project. The engineer has imagined the project. Now it's time to make the vision a reality. The engineering plans are now given to an electrical distributor, a central supplier responsible for providing the hardware for the project. Each of the many lighting fixtures, switches, boxes, ballasts, the wire, conduit, photo controls, meters, and other components, choosing from more than 15,000 different items from hundreds of different manufacturers. Distributors are the connecting link between the electrical manufacturer and the end user, whether that end user is a contractor, a power supplier, or another manufacturer. The distributor often recommends the specific items that are right for the job and determines a cost estimate. To be successful, an electrical distributor needs to have a thorough knowledge of each and every electrical part kept in inventory and must understand how the part is used, how it's installed, and how it can be handled, accounted for, and sold. A well-informed distributor becomes an important problem solver and a source of reliable, up-to-date information. That's why a distributor is actually more than just one person. A typical operation needs trained sales personnel, not only to work the sales desk, but also to call on customers. These people have to be skilled product specialists who can help specify the right product for every job, and then accurately quote quantities, availability, and price. The distributor's sales force is part of a complete team of knowledgeable personnel who handle purchasing, shipping and receiving, trucking, scheduling, inventory control, accounting, data processing, hiring and training, and even advertising. No matter what the job, it's part of a team effort that combines business skills with a solid foundation in electrical systems. How does the distributor keep up to date on all the materials his customers demand? That's where the manufacturer's representative comes in. It's the rep's job to visit distributors and provide them with all the latest information about various manufacturers' product lines. A good rep is like a good newspaper, always up to date with all the latest news in the electrical business, including what new pieces of equipment meet which new code requirements, and which new materials can help meet job specifications with greater reliability at less cost. One characteristic of the manufacturer's rep is a liking for people, because every day the rep is working one-on-one with customers, making sure manufacturers of electrical equipment and supplies get their products to distributors on a timely basis. And like so many jobs in this dynamic industry, the rep's job requires knowledge about every facet of electricity. When electricity is talked about, you often hear words like network, grid, and system. That's because electricity is a versatile source of energy that is often generated in one location and then sent long distances over a complex path to a location where it's needed. Connect to an electrical outlet in one place, and chances are you're connecting yourself to a source of power that could be halfway across the continent. It's the job of the power supplier to ensure that this incredibly useful yet powerful force is planned for, created, and distributed safely and efficiently in a form which can be used by everything from a nightlight to an amusement park. A power supplier has to do more than just create the electricity. The job also entails planning, construction of generation facilities and power lines, materials handling, customer service, and jobs like meter reading, accounting, personnel management, and even public relations to help ensure that the supplier's efforts contribute in a positive way to a community's economic prosperity. The role of the power supplier in a construction project begins early on, when the architect first puts pen to paper. Many times, a project's design is partly determined by where the supplier, a public utility for example, is able to route power lines. Power suppliers must coordinate their efforts with the community in many ways, whether it's by consulting on the location of power poles and buried lines, or by helping schedule street openings in order to keep pace with suburban growth. Behind the scenes, constant and thorough maintenance is of prime importance to help ensure that this modern society of ours never misses a beat. All this planning, selling, handling, and manufacturing finally comes together at the construction site, where electricians arrive to bring the spark of life to an empty shell. Electricians must decipher complicated plans, comprised of unique symbols, codes, and numerical values, each of which represents a piece of a large, complex puzzle. Apprentice electricians often join in the process of installing conduit and wiring, mounting lighting fixtures and breaker boxes, feeding power to motors and compressors, all the while ensuring that safety and performance are never lost sight of in the effort to bring blueprints to life. The rewards to the electrician are many. It's an active job that varies from day to day and is never the same. You meet new people on every project, and every project is a brand new challenge, with new equipment to install, new problems to solve, and a new feeling of accomplishment when the job is done. It's a career for people who like working with their hands too, and who aren't afraid to keep on learning throughout their entire lives about new technologies, such as fiber optics, and new techniques to help us achieve tomorrow's standards in safety and energy conservation. At various stages, an electrical project is subject to the eye of the inspector. The inspector bears ultimate responsibility for giving the okay to a project's electrical installation. Both new construction and remodeling projects require a series of detailed inspections. Before any wiring can be covered by walls, floors, roofing, concrete, or masonry, the inspector must ensure that all regulations governing electrical work have been strictly followed. Inspection helps prevent fires, encourages a safe working environment, and ensures that electrical systems operate reliably, just as they were designed to. The inspector also makes sure that all mechanical systems that employ electricity have been tested by a reputable testing laboratory for safe operation. Finally, when the construction is finished, the inspector checks it again. No project is considered complete without the inspector's signature. Inspectors must be licensed by the state, because no job in the electrical industry is more important than the inspectors, and no job requires more knowledge of electrical theory and practice. And no career offers more satisfaction and more tangible results than a career in the electrical industry. Of course, as with any worthwhile career, a solid educational background is a must. In fact, the electrical industry requires continuing re-education, because it's a rapidly changing field with new technologies evolving all the time. Whether that education is acquired at a technical institute or in college, the electrical industry needs young people who are prepared to seek a challenge, who want to be a part of that continuing adventure called progress, and who want to enter a growing field that will continue to lead us all into an exciting future. Wherever you go throughout the world, electrical systems make everything possible. Manufacturing, education, banking, food processing, transportation, communications, medical care, recreation. In every corner of our lives, we rely on the men and women who bring us the benefits of electricity. Why not join the team? You'll find you're in for the ride of your life.